Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the live stream. This, of course, is going to be the LochNess Monster Nano Coaster build. Um, just give me a second while I get all this set up, which for some reason is not working. Um, there we go. Now I can have it on my computer. Hello, Elijah. Hello, Jacob. Hello, hello. Okay. Hello, Moosin. Okay. As an FYI, for reference, yes, this is a brand new setup. I just got this table about a half hour ago. So yes, this will look a little bit different. This is the center point of the time-lapse cam, give or a take. Yeah, that's the center point right there. So that'll be the center point of this. I'm going to see if I can rotate that a little bit without dropping it. Hello, Steel Knoll. Welcome back, welcome back. All right. Thank you. Yeah, this is a I don't know how many people are familiar with drafting tables, but this is like a drafting table for right drawers or stuff like that. I have not gotten the Mont 2 model yet. Maybe eventually. There's still 6 of the models I do not have yet. Hold on. But before it starts, these are the other ones I have. So these are the other ones I have. Outside of what I've already done, I do not have any more yet. Eventually, probably once all this stuff's over, I'll get more. All right. So we'll get started with unboxing this. As people file in, don't hesitate to ask questions. So start up the time-lapse cam. Make sure that is recording. And this setup's a lot better for me too, actually. Not only does it look cleaner, but it is also higher up, because a lot of the times I was bending down to have to make these models because I had a short table. Alright, that should be every... Oh, crap. Just knocked the time-lapse cam over. Okay. Okay, now we can work on this again. Alright, there's everything from that. So, the thing I always found hilarious with these ones is they come with the clipper things, even though you don't need to cut this out because it's already cut out. Note, this is not exactly how it's packaged, but it's close, because I did already pull it out once. Of course, you have this, all one-sided now. And then the base. So I will stop the time-lapse cam. One thing I'm going to need to do is adjust this light a little bit for next time. I'm working on an online science quiz. Steel, know what are you learning about in science right now? Kind of curious. Okay. I answered those. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm starting this back up and we can start getting this out. Redshift and galaxy stuff. I love stuff about space. Anything to do with that kind of stuff's always fascinating to me. However, I'm not the best in it. Alright. Oh, Eli Ryan. I didn't know that was you. If you're out of here... Oh. Okay, by the way, I thought you were saying bye. It's like, that was fast. So, yeah, this setup's a lot easier to work in. There's going to be... Wow. There's going to be a lot of adjustments to this setup for a little while. So every week is probably going to be a little bit different, but generally the same idea. But it's all going to be on this drafting table from here on out, though. Because I can adjust the height of it. I may raise it up a little bit more. But I do need to find a better camera setup, though. So let's try. Circles are always one of the hardest shapes to get out of this. Ironically, the guy that I just purchased this table from that I'm using was an aerospace engineer, so that was pretty cool. The Cheetah Hunt model was not too tough. I can show that one in a second. I promise I'll be getting to the time-lapse video soon. It was It wasn't too difficult. It was just that upper part was a bit funky, but wasn't difficult, I wouldn't say. Just a little challenging. Compared to the rest, it's not that difficult. The rest of it's a pretty standard one. Okay. Once I get this off. So, let me get that off. Bam. And stop the time lapse for a second. Let me throw all that junk away. My favorite place in our solar system is Saturn. And when it comes to the solar system, there's a lot of aspects of it. Actually, a lot of my favorite parts aren't even the planets in it. It's like a lot of the outer belt and stuff like that. Okay, so there's that. Just special for the live stream, I'll pull all this off. It will not be part of the time lapse, just because it's kind of funky. Don't want to mess it up. So again, just try and pull parallel to the backing. One thing really unique with this set is the hills and stuff underneath it. So that's the main reason. This is actually the first one I got. Then I went back and ordered the others. So station. I'm really looking forward to the interlocking loops on this one. Comparatively, this thing's going to be a bit of a pain to bend. This is like the biggest solid piece ever on a Nano coaster, from what I know of. Of course, I do not have the... Ooh, that bent that support right off the bat. Be very careful with that one. Ooh, we're going to have to be careful when we put that one in. Okay. And the last piece is the sign. I would love to see an Orient Express, or actually a simple one I'd like to see, but I think it'd be kind of cool would be the interlocking shuttle loops that used to be at Great Adventure. Thunder loops. Thunder loop? Does that sound right? Something like that. No, it's a simple one, but I think it would look cool. Orient this more for the actual video, not the live stream. And turn this off so it doesn't do whatever it keeps wanting to do. Yeah, I realize the camera's in your view a little bit, but I can't really change that right this second. Okay, that's the second lift, first lift. So this will go into this. So bam. So that'll go like that. Into this. Which will then, well, this is the station, so I'll put that down there, I think. Because then this feeds into this, so flip that over. And then, of course, the tunnel kind of joins those two sides together. And station, sign. The roller coaster train models, are you talking about the statics? Ooh, Meat Canyon's live. So after this video, I'll send you all over to Meat Canyon if you're old enough. He has some pretty dark humor over there, but he's a good YouTuber. Like the statics are no longer available. What if they made a Nano Coaster Classic Firehawk? I'd love to see Firehawk. Montezuma, I would look cool, but that's going to be a really simple one, so I'm not sure if there's a good way to do that one to make it look good. Nice steal, no. Keep it up. Good job on that 100. Yeah, statics are hard to get. Actually, the hardest one to find is... Hold on, let me grab it. That one. This is the hardest one to find from my knowledge. At least over here in the States. If you're trying to go for the hardest one, I'd say probably the Silver Star would be the hardest one in the United States to get. Or one of those ones. The one I'd love to find is Phoenix at Knobles. Alright. Enough rambling. We can do that at the end. I know some of you are actually here to watch me build this. Others are just here to talk, which is great. But I want to keep this moving. So, nice thing is this table is actually big enough now where I can actually have the directions sitting up here, so I don't have to keep looking away. So, yeah, if you want statics, you're gonna have to probably look on eBay and Facebook. That's probably the best places to get those. Okay, so it's saying start with this one, which, let's orient this like the instructions sign goes here, the double loops are there, so that means the station goes right here. When do I think a new Vekoma will come to America? Honestly, I have no clue. I think RMC is pretty dominant in the America market for thrill coasters, and Mach right now. I think we're gonna see a lot more Mach and RMCs before we see Vekoma. I think it'll eventually come. Eventually. But I have no clue. Honestly, I have no clue. I know SNS is on an uprise as well. And since, of course, they're probably about the same distance from everything as Vekoma. So then it goes... Okay, so it's having us do this next. Oh, I'm definitely putting this in wrong. And I missed a tab. Okay, great. So first lift is going to come up this way, drop down, wrap around. Second lift goes here. Somewhere like that. So, yep, okay. So we can bend this around. So all these are in place for the most part. This is definitely one where you want to just try and finagle it in place, and then once it's in place, do your reshaping. So there we go. There's the first piece. Yeah, it also seems like the lighting in this setup's a lot better too. Next is the upper loop, which sets in like this, and don't forget that I kind of flip this up, pulling it out. So be careful putting this in, make sure it all sets in right. So there's that one, and that one. So push these all down into place. tab missing under there somewhere. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to stop this time-lapse cam and take a step away. See the comments. Oh, that's not a touch screen. Okay, I don't see any new. So, okay. Hello, Paul Rhodes. Welcome. Okay, so next is going to be the tunnel. Oh, that's about it, isn't it? Just the tunnel and then this part. Oh, that is 2 parts. But those are shown going in at the same time pretty much. What is the camera doing? That was it. Okay. So here we go. Alright. So, which direction exactly does this go in at? Obviously, this has to go to the outside. So, that hooks into there. So this is all going to bend around like this. So, when you're doing this, definitely be careful. You're not over bending. So I can tell this is going to be a bit of a doozy to get in. Oop, I just smacked the time-lapse cam, but it's fine. I would recommend not rushing it and trying to bend it all properly once. Just gradually get it into shape. So, we should be able just to start getting this all into place. Not quite. Oh, I just see a message got retracted. Okay, just retracted that. Thought we had someone swearing again in this, because last week when they had issues, someone was swearing and my sensor thing was going crazy. So let's see, that's in place. I know the question will come in at some point, so if you do see this now, and you don't know where to get this, you can get them on the SeaWorld website. That one's a bit difficult of a piece to get in, but there we go. So, now we can do the coming out, or going into the second loop, however you want to look at it. Or sorry, not the second loop, the first loop, rather. Slide that in there. Just want to sit in. Here, hold on, guys, a second. I'm going to stop the time-lapse cam, and I have to pull this away so I can get a little bit closer. I cannot quite see what's going on here. Can't see what's not lining up. How much longer do I think LochNess has before it gets the axe? Honestly, I have no clue. Um, Hi, Red Gamer. Um, yeah, I have no clue how long this ride has left. Okay, I got it into place now. It was a bit just kind of weird forming, I think. Just had to try and bend that into place right. Okay, sip of water. Ah. Okay, so I'm going to start up this time-lapse cam, and we'll get that last piece in. I'll restart it, and we'll get that sign-in station in place, and then we will do the, just the end stream here. Yeah, this time-lapse cam definitely needs a little bit of work. What is it doing? No. Cam, no. Okay, back to video, because apparently it wanted to take a bunch of pictures. Okay, here we go. Now we can finish this off. Okay, let's just fall over. Okay, so... where's this in place in relativity to everything? This one not slide in. Ah, there we go. So, there's the last piece. And there we go. So, that piece is kind of funky. Go through, work on the formation of this a little bit better, get it more coherent. Mainly just on these turns. Obviously, the straightaway should be fine. All right, get this time-lapse cam restarted. Then we get this finished, and then I will answer your questions. So if you want, you can start typing your questions in the chat, and I will get to them in about a minute or so. So station. The exact same station as every Coast Dynamics coaster, which is pretty cool because it kind of makes them all the same. So there we go. Do the circle around for the time lapse. Okay, now it's time to kill the time lapse cam entirely. Okay, so now you guys can see this. So this is probably my new favorite Nano coaster. This thing looks really cool. Okay, question time. Okay, which Hershey model is the best looking? That's asked by Moosin. Probably Fahrenheit. I'd say probably Fahrenheit. Yeah, here's Fahrenheit. So that's the Fahrenheit one. I think that's my favorite one. Yes, I did get Iron Gwazi here. Ooh, that's still bent out of shape a little bit. I'll fix that later. Yes, I did get Iron Gwazi. There you go. Let me change the order of this a little bit. This is the order of the next 3 Sundays. So this will be next Sunday, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. So the live streams I'm going to try and do at 6 o'clock on every Sunday. So I'm going to try and keep to that schedule as best I can. Of course, subject to change. I'll keep you guys posted on the community tab like I have been doing. Okay. Are there any other Nano coasters that have extra pieces like this? There are no Nano coasters are built to have the same or just the amount of pieces you need. So you will not see the. Okay, I take that back. I think Steel Vengeance had an extra station. Ooh, that'd be a cool idea. Yeah, hang it up like this up on the wall. Oh, get it in camera though. I don't know. You want to be careful about that because if you accidentally bump into it, that coaster is going to be toast. So be very careful. I'd suggest building a small shelf for it, just so it's a little bit better protected. Maybe a small, like a what are those called? Shadow box for it would be my idea. Your Gwazi had an extra sign? Here. Okay. I'll check mine, see if it's the same. Okay. No, it doesn't have an extra sign. Yeah, Red Gamer, please stop spamming, just for the courtesy of others, so I can see all of them. Where do I keep all my boxes? I keep them. Where do I keep them? I think they're under my bed for the most part. Some are in the closet. Just depends on what's going on. But no, my Iron Gwazi does not have an extra sign with it. You know, while it's out, I'll show you guys the size of it. This Iron Gwazi fits very tightly in this box. Because, look, it's actually a little bit bigger than the box, the base. So it really doesn't fit too well. But, yeah. That's the size of the Iron Gwazi compared to LochNess. Oop, that's not the right thing. Trying to scroll up on the comments. By the way, guys, is the live stream coming through better than last week? Because I know last week we had some issues with it staying connected. Yeah, Kumba I think will be a good one. Yeah, we'll get Gwazi out of here. I'll just stick this to the side. Alright, glad to hear, glad to hear. Yeah, I did a little bit of messing around with some of the connection. Any way to make my connection better, I was working. Hopefully it'll stay like this. I know I have pretty much a whole brand new setup, so I know everything's kind of shifted a little bit, so hopefully that'll keep the strength a bit more... sorry, not the strength. The signal more strengthened. Yeah, Kumba should ship in at some point soon. I'm just kind of scrolling up and looking at which wooden nano coaster looks the best, or hybrid? Here, I'll get all these out of here, and then we can kind of go through some of that stuff. Ooh, probably Goliath, but I'm sure. Here, let me pull Goliath down real quick. Here's Goliath. I don't know. There's some good ones. I don't know. The wooden nano coasters are honestly my favorites. So we'll get that out of here. Another one. That goes there. It was bound to happen. We all know it. There we go. There we go. I'm back. Wow, I just broke my whole setup into not working. Okay. The Pantheon one actually Pantheon, I don't think is really that big compared to a lot of them. I think it's smaller than all these ones I'm showing now. Another good one's the Steel Vengeance one. Ooh, I actually have a story about this one. It's just really, really dusty, though, because of where it sits. But, so with this one, you see this penny here? So this is a pressed penny. It has the Steel Vengeance on it. I got it just at one of those pressed penny machines they have at the park. But that penny I actually caught while riding Steel Vengeance not long after the coaster opened. So I felt like it was only necessary to get it smashed into the pressed penny for it. It's kind of a funny story behind that. So yeah, these are the... I have one more. Hold on. For wooden models. Here you go. Here's another good one. I personally, I can't really pick between them. I love all of these. And I have a lot more space to do stuff now, because this table is huge compared to what I had. So there's the wooden models. Take that back. There's still another one. There's a lot more. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to pull them all down. There's still quite a few more around where I look, because there's still Thunder Road, Twisted Timbers, Kentucky Flyer, and Storm Chaser. But I'd say these are probably my favorite ones. Does anybody want any other Nano coasters to be seen? Because I can grab more if anybody wants to see any of them. Son of Beast goes on that shelf. Vengeance goes off there. Sorry, kind of just thinking out loud. There's a lot of places where these came from. And sometimes it's hard to remember where they go. Banshee, okay. Now, no, I do not have the colored Banshee, though. But here's Banshee. So you can see the pretzel down there. But yeah, there's Banshee. Oh, and there's also Mystic Timbers. Yeah, there's a few. I always forget how many Nano coasters there are until I pull them out and then have to put them all back. Okay. Screw it, I'll just slide these to the other side of the table for now. Get them back in a second. Any other note? Oh, I'll show you the Cheetah Hunt one. I know I was getting questions earlier. Here's Cheetah Hunt. So the hardest part with this, I remember someone was asking, is the figure 8 up on the what I call the shelf. I know it's just a tower, but yeah, up there. That's the hardest part, but it's not too bad comparatively. So here's the LochNess. And there's Sheikra, which I built that a long time ago before they had before it was branded. Least favorite park that I've had an experience. Honestly, I know a lot of people love this park, so a lot of people are going to hate me, but I'd say my least favorite park is probably Knott's Berry Farm. I had a lot of bad experiences at that park. I've been there a couple times, and it's just an unpleasant experience every time. Granted, it's probably my mistake going during... What time was that? Spring break, which was probably a really bad idea on my part, but I had no other time I could go, so... yeah, that was a big mistake. Do not go to Knott's Berry Farm during spring break. That's just my warning. Don't do any park on spring break. Or else you're going to have a bad time, in the words of Mr. Mackey. How many models do I have? Right about 60 of the Nano coasters. Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I have Pantheon. Well, yeah. Well, obviously LochNess Monster and Pantheon. Yeah, those are both Williamsburg. I don't have a. Yeah. I know they have. What? They have another one. They have Griffin as well, but I do not have that one yet. Are they making Silver Dollar City Nano coasters? Not that I know of. I definitely wouldn't say never, but I don't think they will. At least not right now. Ones that they are making that I know of for a fact. Yeah. Oh, Apollo's Chariot too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I do have Apollo's Chariot. You're right. Thank you, Steel No, for reminding me. Yeah, there's Apollo's Chariot. Completely forgot they made that one. So yeah, Apollo's, LochNess, and Pantheon are the Busch one or the Williamsburg ones I have. Anybody have any more questions? Um, for models overall that I have, including statics, normal models, resins, random models that I've built, bought, etc. I have over 100 different ride models. That ranges from models of trains at parks, like, ooh, actually they're right here, like this one. They range from that to, actually here's another one I don't think I did a video on. Maybe I will. Dududampa. It's probably one of the coolest trains made by Tomica. I think it's Tomica that makes the Dududampa. They also, the one I'd love to get is there was a Swarm train that was released. It's a diecast of the Swarm and Rita, Queen of Speed out at Alton and Thorpe. Yeah, those are two cool ones I wish to get someday, but I don't know if that'll happen because though they sold those a while ago. Just like the Gatekeeper one. This is. I don't think my computer's. Yeah, my computer's definitely off by quite a bit. Okay. We're back on now. I can see everything again. Oof. So, are any of you familiar with Meat Canyon on YouTube, by chance? They are making Silver Dollar City Nanos. Okay. Hopefully, I'd love to see those. I also know they're making more of Six Flags Great Americas. Cedar Point's releasing more. And Great Adventure is going to be releasing. Um, what's their new coaster? Jersey Devil. Cedar Point's going to be releasing Magnum in color. They're going to be releasing the Cedar Point Cyclone. Jumbo Jet, I think they said. The Cedar Creek Mine Ride. And I thought something else, but I can't remember right now. There's four. There's four new ones I can remember. From what I remember. Oh, no, the fourth new one wasn't a Nano coaster. It was the Skylines. Which Six Flags? Because there's multiple Six Flagses. Because there's Great America. Oh, yeah, Cedar Point's spoiled. There's, by the end of it, there's going to be a lot of Nano coasters for Cedar Point. Right now, there's 9 different ones. And they're releasing, 3 more, so that'll be 12 total Nano coasters for Cedar Point alone. But for this question is for the Red Gamer. Which Six Flags are you talking about? Because Six Flags Magic Mountain, Six Flags Great America, Six Flags over Texas, Fiesta Texas, over Georgia, and Great Adventure have all released some. Yeah, the Jersey Devil thing they also put on Facebook as well at some point. I know I need to check their Instagram more. They tend to be more active there. Um, here's probably my favorite Six Flags one. This is probably my favorite one from Six Flags Wonder Woman. And this is kind of the display. So this is a wheel from the coaster. So that's a wheel from the RMC um, single rail coaster. So that's actually the road wheel. So that's something I always thought was really cool. Um, oh, Rings of Firth, welcome. I have a few wheels from roller coasters actually. I mean, technically I have full roller coaster cars, but that's beside the point. Like this one. That's Mystery Mine at Dollywood. Here's a kicker wheel from Steel Dragon at Waldemere. And then there's also, I also have a wheel from the Conneaut Lake Blue Streak, as well as, they're not that big. It's just that this frame is tiny. I mean, the wheels are a foot or two across. Like I said, the perspective of this camera is kind of throwing it off. Yes, that was a road wheel from here. Okay, I'll get these out of here so I can stick the wheels back up here. Okay, just casually knock the camera back over. No worries. Um. So this big one, that is a kicker wheel from Steel Dragon at Waldemere. So if you don't know what a kicker wheel does, is that they're essentially connected to a motor on the track that pushes the cars along. That's the reason it's so worn out. And then here's a road wheel from um, Mystery Mine at Dollywood. So again, that's the wheels that run on top of the track. Um, yeah, again, this is the road wheel, so it's going to be a lot bigger than the kicker wheel. Yes, the kicker wheel is Zamperla, I believe, but it's pretty. I believe kicker wheels are like that. I mean, not necessarily that color, but I believe that size is common for any coaster that size. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't study kicker wheels that much. Um, Anything else exciting that you guys want to see? I have a lot of coaster parts and coaster cars. For those wondering, I now have 13 roller coaster cars. For those who don't know, I'm starting an amusement park museum up in northern Ohio, so that's been an exciting adventure. Um, Along with a bunch of other random ride cars and signs and whatnot. Um, Also, something I really can't show you right now because it's absolute disaster behind the camera. Oh, they are. I thought they retracked Timberwolf last year. Eh, I don't even know what's going on with half those parks anymore. I know I was really excited to hear that Over George is retracking what is that one called there? Great American Scream Machine. I'm happy they're retracking and replacing the trains on that coaster. It's about time. That coaster was getting unbearable to ride. Have any of you been to Six Flags Over Georgia and rode Great American Scream Machine? Oop. Oh, that pin's gone. Okay. Good, they're retracking the Helix. That's great. Glad to hear. I never actually got to ride Timberwolf. I have a bad luck with wooden coasters when I go to parks. Because when I went to Lake Compounds, both of their wooden coasters were closed. Luckily, Prowler was open at Worlds of Fun, but Timberwolf was closed. I'm close to Over Georgia, but might go once this is over. Yeah, I'd love to go back to Over Georgia. That was a good park. This is probably the most underrated ride in the park. Mindbender. Great American Scream Machine is most likely going to compare today's Screaming Eagle St. Louis. Compare to, okay. Screaming Eagle at St. Louis. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with either Great American Scream Machine or Screaming Eagle. Overall, to me, they're both very, very okay roller coasters. In the words of one of my coworkers, it was unbearably okay. And of all the roller coasters I've ridden, they're definitely some of them. Daredevil. Oh, I love Daredevil Dive. It was a good little surprise. I wasn't for Gerstlauer. I was expecting a lot more rattle in it. It was a really good ride, really solid, pretty smooth. Hi, Christian Moss. We're kind of on the downside of the stream now, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Did I like Blue Hawk? Yes, Blue Hawk was really good. Definitely, definitely better than I was expecting. It was actually a decent little ride. Well, not little, but for those who don't know, Blue Hawk actually originally operated at Maurice Piers as Kamikaze. So the more you know. That's why it kind of has a weird layout. Did I like Twisted Cyclone? Yes, loved it. Nice little surprise. I'd say that's probably the weaker of the RMCs. I think that's okay. I'm not saying I hated it. Definitely not. I love every coaster RMC's put out so far. But that one just was not as powerful as even Storm Chaser Kentucky Kingdom. Just a personal opinion, though. Obviously, you don't need to take any of these opinions to heart. It is just an opinion. Twisted Cyclone. The only problem with that is I rode it once in the back seat. Thank God I got on it, but then it broke down the train after I was on it. I did not get on Joker's Funhouse coaster. It was an hour wait when I was there for some reason. I have no clue why a kiddie coaster had an hour wait the entire visit, but it did. So, not that big of a loss in my opinion. Anyone seen the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley? Yes, I've seen the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley. That looks like a good. It looks like a good coaster, but not necessarily the most thrilling. But definitely, I love that forest part at the end. I've heard a lot of rumors about that place closing though, so fingers crossed it stays open. Six Flags Over Georgia, the Goliath. Yes, Goliath is probably my favorite B&M hyper. As long as you're not counting Fury as a hyper, because I know that's technically a hyper by B&M's marketing. Even though it's over 300, they still consider it a hyper. Uptime seems like the ultimate. Yeah, for B&M hypers, probably my favorite two is probably Goliath and Nitro. Those are probably my two favorite B&M hypers. Obviously Goliath at Over Georgia. I haven't been to what's the other hyper Goliath? That's the one up in Canada. I have not been to Valley Fair. I was planning a trip out there at some point this year, but I have no clue how it's going. Yes, I have been to Magic Mountain. That's an okay park. I'm not a huge fan of it. Steel Hog, I have absolutely no clue where Steel Hog would have gone. I really have no clue where Steel Hog would have gone. There was no talks in getting rid of that from what I heard. It was up for sale, but there was nobody interested in it because, of course, Gene Staples, um, he came in and well bought the park before any of those rides were sold. Luckily, only that carousel and the Magic Mountain's Goliath is Gianova. That's not a B&M. I was just talking B&M hypers. I should have specified. Dorney Park has one Nano coaster. They have Steel Force. Hold on. Yep, they have Steel Force. That's the only Dorney Nano coaster so far. No joke. It's crazier than any Twisted Colossus, Tunnel, and Kumba, for example. The layout looks bland, but the transitions and lack of upstop wheels make it relentless. So rough, but insane. Hershend did not buy Indiana Beach. Well, no, not this time anyway. It was a businessman from Chicago named Gene Staples. He bought it. His family went there years ago and did not want it to be closed. Six Flags Magic Mountain, I have not ridden that Goliath. I was in line for it, and then I realized it was like an hour and a half wait. I had to be at the airport in 2 hours, so time-wise, it didn't work. Um, I'm really, I'm really glad that Indiana Beach got saved, though. That park is phenomenal. If you have never been there, definitely go once it reopens. Again, Viper Magic Mountain had a 2 hour wait when I was there. I decided I'd rather ride Tatsu instead. I think that's pretty good choice because that's one of my favorite coasters. When I was at Magic Mountain, I had one day, it was during spring break. Again, don't go during spring break. And I only had like half a day to be there, so coaster wise, I didn't get on much. Let's see, I did Tatsu, Ninja. I did the log ride, not the log ride, the what's it called? The whatever it's called, the flume ride that's at the back of the park. Um, I did Batman the ride. I did the Drop Tower. What was that? What's the one there? Lex Luthor Drop of Doom. Yeah, Jetstream. That's the one. Thank you, Master Go Lucky. Yep, Jetstream. Thank you. Um, what else did I do there? I did one other coaster. I thought. I also did the Roundup ride that was there. I have no clue why I have all the flat rides. That's the one I ended up doing. But I also did Apocalypse. That was the other one. Um, I'd love to go to Indiana Beach as well as some smaller parks of CCI and Gravity Group coasters, but unfortunately, it's a long way from Blackpool. Shame because there's only 3 good Woodies. That's from Christian Moss. Um, I did. Twisted Colossus was not even built when I went. That was 2013. Um, sorry, kind of getting off track. But I did not do Twisted Colossus. I saw Colossus running. They were only running one train on one side, and I had like a 3 hour wait, so skipped it. But going back to Christian Moss, yeah, Gravity Group and CCI coasters are really good. It's an arrow. For Master Go Lucky, yeah, it's an arrow. It's what you'd expect out of it, I'd imagine. Honestly, I know a lot of people say it's horrible, but I can't imagine it's that bad, personally. I did not get on X2. That was closed when I was there. I went to Six Flags Magic Mountain in 2013. They were actually just getting ready to put the last piece of track on full throttle when I was there. So to give you an idea of when I was there. I got some footage, but I lost it, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, I had a lot of video from the park that I lost. Have I been on Cheetah at Wild Adventures? I have not gotten to Wild Adventures yet. I've heard a lot of bad things about Cheetah. I've heard that thing beats the living snot out of you. However, that has nothing to do with the manufacturer. That has to do with the park not maintaining it right and putting terrible rolling stock on it. They need to get anything else that's not a Gerstlauer train, personally. My thought. Viper next Torga. Yeah, I really do want to get back. I love the boss. The boss is one of my favorite wooden coasters. Although, I say that about almost every wooden coaster. I say, oh yeah, that's my favorite wooden coaster. Reality, there's not really a wooden coaster I hate other than American, or Great American Scream Machine. That's the only wooden coaster I will not ride. Well, I'll probably ride it again next time, whenever I get back, because they're finally retracking and getting new trains. So, American Thunder, love it. American Thunder again. I like it more than the boss, but the boss is definitely, those two coasters are way up there. Probably my top 10 to 15 list. But again, I have no actual set list. It changes day by day. Day by day. When I say I lost the footage, I mean I completely lost it. It got deleted off the SD card when I tried to move it over to my computer. I mean, it's just gone, unfortunately. Yes, I have ridden Lightning Rod. That is a, oh, I love that coaster. I opened it before they started modifying the trains. So I actually, if you go on my channel, it's somewhere, but I actually have video of the original trains on it. The original with the trunk and the hood on it. It looks so cool. That was probably one of my favorite coaster trains I've ever seen. I got a... Yeah, if a park doesn't maintain a wooden coaster, yeah, it'll do that. Ooh, is it better than El Toro? Depends on the day. Depends on how I'm feeling. Depends on if I like Lightning Rod or El Toro more. Personally, normally I'd say El Toro, but last time I rode it, El Toro was getting pretty rough. So I'd have to say Lightning Rod right now until I rewrite El Toro and see if they've improved the track. So hopefully they do some retracking. I think they did do retracking since last time I was there. I think they did fix some of the potholes. The Beast, that needs a lot of work. I'm sorry. I love the Beast, but it is getting pretty bad. I hate to say it. I love the Beast to death, but it needs work. Great Adventure doesn't buy track from Intamin, so it will get. They did just retrack part of El Toro, like for last season. I do know that for a fact. They just did a partial retrack on something to do with it. They bought a few sections of track from Intamin, and it was, like I said, 4 last year, I believe. But I wasn't there last year until Winterfest, so El Toro was closed by the time I went. Last ride of El Toro was 2017 or 2018. El Toro, it's smooth in the front still, but the back was getting rocky. And that even could have just been from, I'm saying the track, but I guess it could have been the wheels too on it. Could have been wearing out. Oh, does Great Adventure make their own prefab track? Huh. I did not know that. Thanks for that information. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna get these out of here. Oh. In the back. Oh, the back has a ton of airtime. But the problem was it just was a bit too shaky. What's the favorite launch that I've been on? Oh. Maverick. I'd say Maverick. Yeah, I love Maverick at Cedar Point. Good coaster. I do not watch El Toro Ryan. I really don't watch as many amusement park videos as you would think I would. I watch occasionally POVs every now and then if I'm curious or doing research on a coaster for my own personal knowledge, or I will Silverette for. I watch Silverette for video game amusement park video games. Which, if any of you play Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, or Parkitect, I would definitely recommend watching Silverette if you have not yet. Yeah, I know. I've seen some of El Toro Ryan's stuff. I do like his content. A lot of work goes into that stuff, so I have nothing bad to say about him. There's some Channels, though, I'm not a huge fan of. You know what? I might as well get this out of the way because the camera's done. But yeah, there's some. Yeah. Planet Coaster, come on. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that'll be cool. Do you know if when they bring it over? Oh, I guess it kind of already. Never mind. Well, I guess maybe not. On console, do you know if they're planning on doing it multiplayer, or you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll just say call it multiplayer for the sake of it. I'd like to see that. That'd be fun. Okay. I would love to see Planet Coaster multiplayer, but at the same time, I don't know how will that work. Well, I mean, I guess Minecraft is multiplayer, and I guess when it comes to the two people and building concept, I guess it's kind of the same thing when it comes to programming in a way. In a way. Obviously not exactly, but in a way. Of course, there's a lot more going on with Planet Coaster than Minecraft when it comes to graphics, so that would be a hard one, I guess. Um, do any of you play Cities Skylines? Just out of curiosity, does anybody play Cities Skylines? No. Um, if you don't, I wish I would did a video on this at some point in the past. But they had a $5 sale a couple weeks ago, and I picked it up, and I've become absolutely addicted to that game. And I've been watching a lot of Biffa Plays indie games on YouTube. Good. I love his content. Um, so yeah, if you want to learn more about City Skylines, definitely watch Biffa Plays, Biffa, and then Plays. I love his content. Again, the more I think about it, I really haven't watched much roller coaster stuff recently, or amusement park in general. I've been doing a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender recently. It's like as a kid, or as a little kid, I never took much thought to the complexity of the story behind that. It's like everywhere you look, there's a lot of little Easter eggs and stuff all throughout it, more so than any other, well, quote unquote kids show that I've ever seen. Like obviously, just out of curiosity, I've gone back and watched almost everything that I used to watch when I was younger, at some point. But that one really stands out, and that is a really good show. Another one I've been watching a lot recently is How Ridiculous on YouTube, where they just drop a bunch of stuff off the top of this 45-meter tower, which is what you do the math. That's multiplied by give or take 3, so that's 130-foot, 140-foot tower, somewhere in that area. That's another entertaining one if you just want to see a bunch of stuff get destroyed. Yeah, Steel Mole. You know how it is. Once you start watching, you're in for a couple hours. Um, yeah, they did a video where they actually dropped a boat from the top of it in a car. That was pretty funny. Yeah, they dropped it onto this big trampoline that cost them like $4,000 or something to build, or more than that even. I think it was. It was just oh that that channel's awesome. Yeah, the car was on Mark Rober's channel. Yes. Yeah, I was watching Mark Rober earlier too. He did a video making elephant toothpaste. I think is what it was called. And they filled the bathtub, and it kind of ended up filling his whole backyard because they put way too much stuff into it, and it kind of just went everywhere. Um, are there any more questions? Because if not, I will be wrapping up this stream here because we have been over an hour. That's impressive. What's inside? I've watched What's Inside before. I haven't watched it recently. Kind of got on a little binge of that, but didn't get sucked into it nearly as much as a lot of other channels. What's Inside? I think I watched that for about a month and a half. I had it in semi-addiction to that, but that was also about the same time that I discovered Mark Rober and How Ridiculous, and those kind of just took over. What was the other one? Oh, Race Grooves, because that was about the time that he started growing as well. Which, if you don't know, Race Grooves was actually the supplier for the track on Mythbusters for the Hot Wheels episode where they had the Hot Wheels car versus the real car. Fun fact. Oh, another thing I've also been watching is what's it actually called? Tested by Adam Savage. That's another channel I've been watching a lot. I absolutely idolize Adam Savage. He's awesome. Very innovative. Very creative man. I would love just a day just to sit there and just sit down and talk with him. That'd be a really fun day. And I'll swap out the Nano coaster. You've been staring at this one long enough. Copperhead Strike. I'll pull Copperhead Strike out. Here's Copperhead Strike. There. There's something else to change the view a little bit. Yeah, Mythbusters is one of my favorite shows ever. However, now I'm kind of more into the comedic shows opposed to the informative shows. So, like The Office, oh, my blanket, that 70s show, 2.5 Men, stuff like that I love. Copperhead Strike was kind of a pain, I remember, but at the same time, I also did not have anything close to a normal setup. Because the Copperhead Strike, I'd actually really suggest watching. It's a really calming video. That's probably one of my top 10 videos I've ever made. I don't think I've ever seen Brooklyn 99. Oh, back to Copperhead Strike, because I actually built it down in... Where did I build that? It was on a beach. Beach down in South Carolina. Hilton Head, that's where I built it. Hilton Head. So yeah, I built it out on the beach in front of my hotel. That was a really relaxing one. However, the problem was I'm relaxed, kick back, building it. But the problem was I didn't have much footage left on my camera. Because I took a lot of footage of Copperhead Strike, which I still have not processed. What do I think of the actual ride? I love Copperhead Strike. Top 20 coaster. I'd say it's probably somewhere in my top 20. Not quite top 10, I don't think. It's a good ride, but there's a little bit of a rattle to it. It's not bad. But I just love the hang time. Okay, so for those who have not ridden Copperhead Strike, there's a lot of phenomenal little pops of airtime in it. But, so this loop right here, I'm out of frame. So this loop kind of acts like as an inverted top hat with the speed you have through it, because it's so perfectly circular, you kind of hang completely upside down in that loop. But then the same thing kind of goes for the, I don't even know what it's called, but I'm just going to call it inverted top hat. I don't know what's, or stall, whatever it's called. But then you come out here, this is really intense moment because you come flying through this, and then you go into this loop, which has a ton of force, which just throws you right into your seat. And then you have this here, which you can't tell in the model, but actually it's kind of like a little wave turn. So it kind of like twists you like this, but cuts back this way as it turns down. So it gives you a really nice pop of airtime in that hill. Very unexpected the first time. Very unexpected. I wasn't sure what to expect, but it was definitely better than my expectations. Definitely exceed them. However, the ending, though, that's where I kind of... The reason it's not a top 10 coaster for me is because this part all in here is just a bunch of twisty and no airtime. I like airtime and just a lot going on, but I'm not a huge fan of just twisting. I'd like to see it... Like Intimidator 305, it has it throws you around in those turns. This one didn't really throw you around too much. It was kind of just going around. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to end the... there's not an Afterburn Nano coaster yet. I'm expecting Afterburn eventually, but they do not have one yet. Yes, I do like Afterburn. It's... Bring the camera back. It's a good Nano coaster. I definitely like airtime a lot more than Inversions. Inversions, I like inversions, don't get me wrong. Because Raptor at Cedar Point's one of my favorite coasters. Just, I love everything about that coaster. I love that coaster. Not top, it's top 10, not top 5, but top 10 for sure. But, going back to Afterburn. Yeah, again, I love Afterburn. I'd say top 20. Because I love the old inverts. Like Alpengeist, Raptor, and, well, yeah. Banshee, I'm not a huge fan of. It's an okay coaster, but I feel like it. My personal opinion, again, you don't have to agree. Disclaimer, but I feel that Banshee and like Gatekeeper, I don't feel like they have much personality to them. Like coasters to me need some sort of personality, if that makes sense. I don't know if I can convey this well through video, but coasters all have their certain feel, but and Valraven as well, but they don't have much personality to them. Like as a ride, it's like riding it. Like when you ride Steel Vengeance, you feel out of control. It's its own animal. You're flying through the track. Same with Raptor. Yeah, but it's like to me they just all feel Gatekeeper, Valraven, and Banshee all just feel like you could ride any of them and it'd be pretty much the same ride. That's just my personal opinion on those. But again, it's an opinion. You don't have to agree. I do know a lot of people that do love those coasters. I like them, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like there's enough difference between those three to make them different. Yes, Montu. I have not ridden it, but that looks like an absolutely phenomenal inverted coaster. Like Montu, if I could, I would go down there as soon as I could to go ride everything at Tampa. Because that park overall just looks phenomenal. Oh, actually, I realized I still don't think I made the video on this one either, have I? On this one. Yeah, X-Flight. This is my favorite wing coaster, personally. Thunderbird's good, but I like this one better. Of course, to be fair, kind of biased because this was my first winged coaster. Because it was X-Flight, and then I think I rode Gatekeeper, Wild Eagle, and then Thunderbird, I think was the order I rode them in. So I think just because this was the first wing coaster, I think this... I take that back. No, I did ride Gatekeeper first. Gatekeeper, X-Flight. Then Dollywood, then Holiday. Yes, X-Flight, yeah, I did know that, and that's wild to me, because they all seem to do so good at Six Flags parks. It's like, I'm surprised Magic Mountain didn't get a wing coaster. Or a, what's the other kind I thought they were going to get? There's another B&M I thought they were going to get, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Dive, that's what I thought. I was expecting to see them get a dive, but with that RMC that's supposedly going in there, it's a 90-degree drop. I don't see a reason for a dive coaster then. Of course, knowing Six Flags, that park's extremely redundant with what they add, so who am I to know? Alright, I'm going to end it here, though. Thank you. Their stock market. That's a good one. But, I'm going to end the live stream here. Thank you all for watching. Join me back 6 o'clock next Sunday. We will be doing, I think it's Pantheon we were going to do next. We'll do Pantheon. I can't remember exactly, but we'll do Pantheon next week. Thank you all for watching. Join me next week for Pantheon. All right. Bye.